Wednesday, July 15th, 2026. You are listening to the Daly Dose Sports Podcast, and I am your host, Clint Daly, coming to you from the Mile City here in Denver, Colorado, and we are back for another week of talking sports with a dose of common sense. Hey, happy Wednesday to you. I hope your week is going well. You are now halfway to another weekend, and I hope you, your family, your friends, everyone is staying strong and healthy right now. And hey, that 2026 World Cup just has a few games left, as Spain sent France home in the semifinal yesterday. You know, Spain's defense, it's a problem, and it may continue to be a problem. So Spain now advances to the final, and later today, we will have England, who to me still has the most impressive win of this entire tournament so far. Because remember, they went to Mexico. They went to altitude. They went to that crazy stadium that night, at night, by the way, when you've given the home crowd all day to get liquored up and ready, and they beat Mexico in their home stadium. That is the most impressive win of this tournament. Well, now England will be facing Argentina. Now, Argentina hasn't faced that strong of competition. Things have lined up very well for Argentina. And Argentina also has had, let's say, a few friendly calls from FIFA officials that has allowed them to keep advancing. Oh, but don't underestimate Argentina. They can still win. Hey, when you have Lionel Messi, you can still win the whole thing. It doesn't matter. And he is playing at an insane level right now. So today's going to be a tough one. I'm going to take England to knock out the defending champs. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I'm going to take England. I think England has the best win so far in this tournament, and I'm going to take them to beat Argentina, and then we will get the 2026 World Cup final on Sunday. Don't forget, by the way, that on Saturday, they make the two losers play each other in that stupid, awful third place game or whatever it is. I remember coaching back in the day, and every once in a while we'd get knocked off and we'd have to play in that third place game. I don't want to play in it. No one wants to play in it. That is the absolute worst thing ever. That third place game is awful. Then on Sunday, we will have the championship game. And if I had to pick right now, let's see, I think I would take Spain over either Argentina or England. As impressive as both those teams have been, I don't know. I just love that defense that Spain is playing right now. So I'm going to take Spain to win it all on Sunday in the final. We'll see how that turns out. But one brief side note before we jump in today. I know there has been a lot made of all the flopping in this tournament. And I mean, at this point, that's kind of like noticing water's wet or ice is cold. And there has, like I just mentioned, also been a lot made of the dicey officiating. And I get it. Although, to be fair, most of the people complaining are literally watching the first soccer they've ever watched in their lives. But can I just lob out an observation? One, if a player goes down in one of these games in FIFA, injured, or pretending to be injured or whatever, here is a quick clue that you can tell at home, or if you're officiating, how injured they are. The more times they roll over, the less they are actually hurt. For instance, one roll, I mean, maybe they're hurt. You go down, you got kicked, you kind of roll over on your side. Okay, one roll. Two rolls, I'm getting skeptical. Oh, but when I see like 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 rolls, you're just full on LeBroning it. Get up. Just stop it already. Secondly, if you think at all that FIFA doesn't love the flopping, oh, you're crazy. FIFA loves the flopping. FIFA loves the acting. They think it's adorable. You want some proof? You could stop it if you wanted to. Just don't blow your whistle. Watch what happens. Play on. Cost your team a goal, and when you go back home and you get executed for it, it would stop immediately, but they don't want to stop it. See, here's the thing about FIFA. They're a little bit like the NBA, or say, better comparison, NASCAR. NASCAR loves the crashes. They orchestrate the crashes. The only thing they want more than a small crash is a big crash, and that is the exact same thing as FIFA. They love the flopping because if they wanted to get rid of it, it wouldn't be that hard. Hey, today on The Dose, we are now in a very dry time of year. The World Cup is wrapping up. Major League Baseball, it's going, but let's face it, it's in the dog days. It is a bit of a rough time, we'll never fear. I'm not going to bore you to death by trying to force something on you that you don't care about. I'm not Kellen Winslow II.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No, we're going to do something a little bit different. What we're going to do is we are going to bring you a flashback episode of the Daly Dose, but I'll tell you ahead of time, it is a little different. This is an episode from a few years back when we were discussing sports traditions that are uniquely American. You know, we've seen over the past few weeks as the USA has been one of the host countries of this World Cup, and we've seen all these foreign fans come to the States, and they're just blown away by the sights and the food and the traditions and the people. Hey, the United States is an interesting place, and we have some very interesting American traditions in our world of sports. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this throwback episode of the Daly Dose Sports Podcast right after this. So, the United States of America enjoyed its 247th birthday yesterday. And as we celebrated our independence from England by barbecuing hamburgers and hot dogs and ribs and chicken and drinking beer or red, white, and blue drinks or whatever, and blowing our fingers off with fireworks. Oh, I know. We have some seriously ugly Americans. The loud, obnoxious, gun-toting, political spouting, complaining about how bad they have it in America, while there is literally a line of people from other countries trying to get in the door. Hey, we are an odd lot here in America. From our food, to our political ideologies, to our music, to our movies, and yes, to even our sports. Hey, Americans have some sport traditions, and they are uniquely our own. Not only are they ours, and ours alone, I'm not even sure any other countries would want them, to be honest, because they are American. There is no other way to describe them. That's just how they are. Take, for instance, our college sports. You know, in other countries, you go play club sports, maybe as a young kid, and if you're good enough, you continue to play until maybe you even make an adult league. And hopefully, someday you get paid for it. That's not how it is in America. Here, you try out for your high school team. If you play, and you play well, you hope to get an offer to go play for your college. College sports, though, they're a bit odd. But they do go way, way, way back. The first organized sports club in college was formed in 1843. That was when Yale University created a boat club. Then in the late 1850s, you started to see bat and ball games. They became more known. The sport of baseball was really starting to become an establishment at U.S. universities. Then you saw baseball games being played against each other. The first one actually took place back in 1859 between Amherst and Williams College. And then cricket, soccer, rugby, and track and field were following. And then the sport that kind of changed everything in America came along. Yes, I'm talking about college football. In 1869, the first intercollegiate football game between teams from Rutgers College, which of course became Rutgers, and the College of New Jersey, which became Princeton, took place in November of 1869 in New Jersey. Hey, that changed everything. College football really began to become popular in the early 1900s, and pretty soon, we were even seeing games be filmed and be televised and get big crowds. In fact, college football was hot, and pro football was really kind of thought to be a waste of time. No one thought there would be a market for pro football. It was only college football. And it has all evolved from that. But college sports, yeah, they are uniquely American. Speaking of college sports, college football is by far the most popular college sport. And college football in America has the most insane traditions. College football is so popular in America that, get this, you might not realize this, or maybe you do, but fans will go park in stadium parking lots like on Tuesday or Wednesday for games that aren't scheduled to be played until Saturday. They drive giant RVs. They live basically in the parking lot. They barbecue, they drink, they party until the games. They go to the game. Then they come back out after the game. They party some more. And then they pack everything up. They load up and they head to the next game. Tailgating is a uniquely American tradition. But that's just the beginning in college football. Because you also have some unique traditions at the games themselves. Now, at Ohio State, the band spells out Ohio State, and then they go find a notable person, maybe an actor, maybe a musician, maybe a former player, and they dot the I in the script. They become that dot in the I. At Clemson, players touch Howard's Rock, a cannon is fired, and then the team runs down the hill onto the field where they are applauded like crazy from the home fans. Notre Dame players touch the Play Like a Champion Today sign as they depart their locker room. Nebraska walks the tunnel. Wisconsin fans jump around. And Virginia Tech enters the stadium to Metallica's Enter Sandman as the home fans lose their minds. College football, it is just so completely random. The traditions are so completely bizarre, and they are uniquely American. Now, I hate to keep harping on the college football thing, but you want something else that is uniquely American? We have live mascots on the sidelines of college football games. Now, you hear that and you think, okay, not a big deal. Yes, we have Georgia's little American Bulldog. South Carolina actually has Sir Big Spur, a live rooster at their home games. Texas A&M has a mixed breed, like collie-looking dog named Reveille. Not only does Reveille attend games, but if you see Reveille on campus, you must stop and salute, or you're going to be in some trouble in College Station. Tennessee has Smokey the Coonhound patrolling their sideline. And a few teams have birds. Air Force has their Falcon named Nova. I've seen Nova a few times. Auburn, of course, has War Eagle. That is not only a mascot, but is also like a battle cry. And at Auburn, you could just say War Eagle to anything. It's like a hello. It's like a goodbye. It's like a things are good. It's like a things are bad. War Eagle covers everything. But wait, the mascots get a little crazier. Now, Florida State doesn't want it to be called a mascot, but Florida State has an Appaloosa horse named Renegade. And Renegade runs out onto the field with Chief Osceola on its back. And Chief Osceola has a flaming spear that is thrust into the turf on the field to declare that Florida State has arrived. Southern California has a white horse named Traveler that carries their Trojan soldier out to proclaim victory. The University of Oklahoma has a fully covered horse-drawn wagon that runs out onto the field, the Sooner Schooner. But that's not all. Because like I've said, hey, college football goes big. And I mean real big. The University of Colorado has a 500-pound live buffalo that leads the CU Buffs out onto the field. The University of Texas has an 1,800-pound longhorn steer that walks the sidelines. And 2 universities actually have live wildcats on the field. North Alabama has not 1, but 2 live lions. It's a couple, Leo and Una. Yeah, for reals. 2 full-size lions on the field. And Louisiana State has a full-size Bengal tiger named Mike that is many times in a big cage and carted over near the opposing team's locker room so that they have to walk by him. Live mascots on the sideline? Yeah, you're not going to see that anywhere else but here in the USA. There is one more college football tradition that, again, is very uniquely American. Imagine for a second if other countries had their militaries play each other in sporting events and that were on TV. Well, here in America, we have the Army, we have the Navy, and we have the Air Force that compete in sports year-round. But football in particular is special. The Army versus Navy game is scheduled 1 week after all of the major college football games are over, so that it has its very own big stage. There is a full military parade, complete with flyovers and skydivers and marching bands. And then the two teams play each other and do their best to beat each other's brains in. But then after the game, they put their arms around each other and they sing each other's alma maters, and they know, going forward, we're going to be on the same team. The Army-Navy game is without a doubt a completely American tradition. But hey, let's be honest. Football alone, it is uniquely American. Most sports fans from other countries, they don't really understand. What is with all the breaks? Why do they have to stop between every single play? Well, here in America, we love the strategy. And we love the big plays. And whether or not we want to admit it, we love everything about the head-cracking collision sport. We start our kids playing football clear back in kindergarten. And we watch Little League games, and we watch middle school games, and we watch high school games, and we watch college games, and then, of course, we watch the National Football League. And what is more American than the tradition of Thanksgiving Day football games in the NFL? Think about that. We have games beginning in the morning and going into late evening on a day where all we do, literally, is eat. We eat and we watch football. Is there a better, more American tradition than Thanksgiving football? If there is, I don't know what it is. How much do we in America love football? Not only is the Super Bowl the second biggest party day of the year after New Year's Eve, I might add. And not only do we crowd around our TVs in record numbers every single Sunday, but we even tune into the NFL in the spring just to watch our teams pick new players in the NFL draft. We play drinking games, and we bet on who's going to get picked next. And we are so excited on NFL Draft Day because every single year, we feel that our favorite team just might have outsmarted every other team. And we have selected the secret to our success. Every other team passed by that, tight end from Toledo for 5 rounds. But your team, they found it. And maybe they're just a little bit smarter. And they snatched him up, and he's going to change the fortunes of your favorite team. Is there anything more blindly American than that? Not much. The NFL draft? Yeah, it's very American. We love football so much here, we even play fantasy football to take things one step further. Every year, just prior to the season, we hold huge parties where groups of people hold their fantasy football drafts. You draft different players around the league. You score points based on how they do in the actual games. We draft these players from teams all over the league, and we hope that they will help us win our fantasy leagues. And I'll tell you this, some of these leagues get really serious. I mean, from huge money prizes to trophies to dares that might include you standing out in public, maybe wearing like a t-shirt that says you suck at fantasy football, or some of them even include getting a tattoo that everyone else in the league gets to choose. Fantasy football leagues are absolutely wild in America. But it's not just football. While football is definitely king in the USA, there is about a 3-week span in the spring where most everyone in America is suddenly supremely interested in college basketball. Now, college basketball isn't nearly as big in this country, but when March Madness begins, yeah, we suddenly develop a number of college basketball fans. From the real college basketball fans to just common people that watch a little bit here and there, kind of keep up on it, don't really know too much, to like the little old lady in your company's HR department that is suddenly telling you how, Florida Atlantic's guards, they're just going to be way too much for Memphis. And they might be a 5 seed, but I'm telling you, San Diego State could really give opponents some matchup problems because they play defense. And that defensive pressure could really change things. Not only are we dissecting every single matchup and every single game, but get this, in that 3-week span, a lot of people, maybe not me, okay, maybe me sometimes, a lot of people even call in sick from work. Or worse, they go to work, but just do nothing and watch the games on their computers. And they do it every year. I mean, they're just watching the games on the clock. Why does this bizarre annual tradition take place? Because the men's college basketball tournament is most known for everyone filling out a bracket. Many times, multiple brackets. And if you win that bracket, you get money, you get bragging rights. I mean, people that don't care 1 ounce about basketball, that have never watched even a basketball game, they are suddenly interested in March Madness. They want to win. They're going to cheer for their bracket. It is very, very American. And while football is America's favorite sport, and March Madness a lot of times captures our attention, remember, baseball is America's pastime. Well, at least it used to be. Back in the days of, black and white TV, and the glory days of like the baby boomer generation, now, baseball is a little different. And while baseball overseas has really gotten strong, I mean, you think about that, teams from Asia, teams from the Caribbean, they're among the best in the world. But there's an aspect to American baseball that, again, is very, very unique to us. Look, baseball is a slower game. There's no other way to say it. And while Major League Baseball has finally addressed the speed of the game this year, it's still a slower game. So what do you do for those 2.5 to 3 hours? Well, things aren't always happening constantly. It's a little bit slower. Well, if you're at the game, you eat. Of course you do. It's America. And Major League Baseball parks have some of the craziest food out there. From a lobster roll at Boston's Fenway Park, to the ahi poke tacos in Oakland, to the famous Dodger dog at Chavez Ravine, to toasted grasshoppers in Seattle. That's not a mistake. That's exactly what they are. Actual grasshoppers. To Rocky Mountain oysters that are served here in Denver, which, if you are somehow unfamiliar with that, are fried bull's testicles that are kind of breaded and look like chicken strips, I guess you'd say. Hey, Major League Baseball has some absolutely wild ballpark foods. And what could be more American in Major League Baseball? Well, there is actually one other tradition that is uniquely American. If you head to Milwaukee, the home of the Milwaukee Brewers, every home game features a sausage race prior to the bottom of the 6th inning. The race features people dressed in giant sausage costumes. It actually started back in the 1990s. And you had 3 sausages. You had the bratwurst, the Polish sausage, which is a kielbasa, and the Italian sausage. And since then, they've added 2 new sausages, the hot dog and then chorizo, which was actually broke out in the mid-2000s. And every game, they race, much to the delight of home fans who are rooting for their favorite sausage to win. Hey, it does not get more American than that. Except for maybe our final uniquely American sports tradition. And this one, of course, began in our favorite sport of football, but is now branched out to nearly every level and every sport. Get this. Back in 1984, New York Giants head coach Bill Parcells, he had been particularly hard on nose tackle Jim Burt in practice. What he did, he was frustrated with Burt, so he made Burt raise a 20-pound dumbbell repeatedly off the ground in the weight room for 45 minutes straight to simulate raising his arm powerfully out of his stance at the snap of the ball. So he would have to get down in his stance, clutching the dumbbell, and then raise it up above his head as fast as he could. He made him do it for 45 minutes. Jim Burt got real strong. And after a Week 9 win over the Super Bowl champion Washington Redskins at the time, Burt wanted a little revenge. So he teamed up with linebacker Harry Carson, and the two of them dumped a ice-cold cooler of Gatorade over Parcells' head after the win. And then Burt and Carson kept it going. Every win, they would dump Gatorade on Parcells' head. They did it for 2 seasons. After the Giants won the Super Bowl in 1986, they did it on the biggest stage possible. They doused Parcells again. And everyone saw it. And everyone loved it. And now everyone dumps Gatorade on their coach after big wins. It doesn't have to be football. It could be baseball. It could even be basketball, which, by the way, cannot be good for the hardwood floors. Gatorade baths are an American tradition. How much? Las Vegas even issues a betting line every year as to what color Gatorade will be that gets dumped on the Super Bowl winning head coach. And that tradition, I mean, honestly, it kind of sums up America in a lot of ways, doesn't it? We play hard. We celebrate big, and we kind of want to push back against authority, so we just might dump this ice-cold beverage on the authority's head. And also, while some countries are out there just trying to find clean water to drink without, malaria in it, we're dumping Gatorade on our winning coach's head and just wasting it. Honestly, does it get any more American than that? Hey, next week on The Dose, we are still in a dry time of year, but I have a show that we've been doing for the past few years, and it has actually become a bit of a favorite. Trust me, you're going to enjoy it. So be sure you tune into The Dose, and be sure you let a friend know to do the same. Hey, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for listening to the Daly Dose every week. Thank you for the emails. Thank you for the texts. Thank you for the tweets. But more than anything, thank you for sharing the show, for sharing the videos, and for sharing the articles with someone that you know. We absolutely love it when you do that. Have to say thank you to JSP. Could not do any of this without you. I will see you all next Wednesday. Have a great week, everybody.